Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got some pre-1961 Apba Bats League coming at you, and it is April 20th, and we got the Philadelphia A's traveling up to New York to take on the Yankees. And let's take a look at the Philadelphia A's starting lineup. Leading off, playing shortstop Eddie Joust. Batting second, playing third, home run Baker. Batting third, playing first base, Jimmy Fox. Batting fourth, playing left field, Al Simmons. Batting fifth, playing center field, Wally Moses. Batting sixth, playing right field, is Bing Miller. Batting seventh, doing the catching, is Frankie Hayes. Batting eighth, playing second base, is Mac Bishop. And batting ninth on the mound is RUBE Waddell. Let's take a look at the hometown New York Yankees starting lineup. We got leading off, playing second base, Tony Lazaria. Batting second, playing short, Phil Rizzuto. Batting third, playing left field, Babe Ruth. Batting fourth, playing center field, Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base, Lou Gehrig. Batting sixth, playing right field, Joe DiMaggio. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Yogi Berra. Batting eighth, playing third base, is Red Ruff. And on the mound, batting ninth for the New York Yankees, is Bob SHAWKEY. Let's get down here to the stadium, folks, and get this game started in Yankee Stadium. And Yost is first plate appearance of the year. He'll be going up against Bob SHAWKEY, his first game of the year. And this is SHAWKEY's 1916 season. Excuse me, he pitched in 53 games, started 27, was 24-14 with a 2.21 ERA. And Ed, this is his 1949 season. He batted .263, got 23 homers and 81 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Ed. And that's going to be against make him a 7 and 18. Yeah, going to make him no. What did I do that for? Well, too late now. Wasn't paying attention, so it's going to make him a 21 on an 8. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. And one thing we want to do, and that's move Mickey and DiMaggio around here. Forgot to do that. So Mick's going to be playing right field. Joe D's going to be playing. Mick will play right. And Joe will play center field. Alrighty. So that ball's going to be hit out to Mick. He makes the catch for out number 1. So 1 down here in the top of the first. And that brings up home run Baker now. And Baker is batting .500 on the year with no RBIs and no homers. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Baker trots on down to first. So he's got the first base runner. Now it'll step up Jimmy Fox. Double X now with Baker down at first. And Fox is batting 111. He's 1 for 9 with 1 RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss to right 3. Fox strikes out for out number 2. Here comes Al Simmons. He's off to a great start this year. He's batting .700, folks, with 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Al. And that's going to be a pop-up down the left field line. And Phil Rizzuto in foul territory makes the catch. And that'll do it for the A's. They strand 1. We go to the bottom of the first. A's nothing. Lazaria, Rizzuto, and Roof due up. Tony's batting .400 on the year. He's got a homer and 1 RBI going up against RUBE WADDELL. This is his first appearance of the season. And this is 1905 season for RUBE. And he pitched in 46 games. Started 34, was 27-10 with a 1.48 ERA. Here's the pitch to Tony. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And that'll be out number 1 for the Yanks. 1 up and 1 down. Brings up the scooter, Phil Rizzuto now. And Phil is batting .125, no homers and no RBIs. And that'll be a swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts. RUBE WADDELL firing away here. And brings up Babe Ruth. Ruth's off to a good start to the year here. He's batting .375. He's got 3 homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 40 on a 65. And that'll be a foul ball, strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Babe. Hey, Aaron. And Babe connects with this one. That ball is driven into the gap. Let's see here. Against the lefty, he's going to make him a 30. And that's going to be a double down the first base line. Ruth standing at second now with 2 outs. And here comes the Mick. Can the Mick deliver here and put the Yankees on the board? And Mick is 0 for 8 on the year, folks. So to say the least, Mick is due. And not this time, as that's going to be a grounder back to the mound. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. So he strikes the side out, folks. But Ruth gets a double in between. So 1, 2, 3 goes the Yankees. We go to the top of the second. It's 0-0. We got Moses, Miller, and Hayes due up here. Wally is batting .286, no homers and an RBI. And that's going to be against a righty at 20. That's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Babe Ruth makes the catch for out number 1. Nice job out there by Ruth. Took a base hit away. That's Death Valley out there. And that'll bring up Mr. Miller, Bing Miller. He's 0 for 5 on the year. No homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a against the 20. That's going to be a fly ball out to center field. DiMaggio's got that for out number 2. A nice play out there, but Joe D. So 2 fly balls, 2 nice catches out there in the outfield. Took away 2 hits. And that'll bring up Frankie Hayes. And Hayes is batting .500 on the year. He's got a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. So a 2-out walk. Brings up Max Bishop. Bishop do something now with a runner down at first and 2 outs. Bishop is 0 for 8. And here's the pitch to Max. And that's going to be against a 9-20, an 8. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Mick. 3 fly balls, all 3 to the different outfielders, and all 3 make great catches. And gets Bob out of the inning with no damage. We go to the bottom of the second. We got Garrett, DiMaggio, and Barrett due up here. Lou's batting .500. He's got a homer and an RBI on the year. Here's the pitch to Lou, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Jamie Foxx. Let's see, that might not be a ground ball down to Jamie Foxx. Nope, that's going to be a single in the right field. 12 turns into a single. And just like that, Lou's on the base. Nice job of hitting by them. Gary. That brings up Joe DiMaggio. Off to a nice start, batting .375 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Bishop will probably get the lead runner here. See here. A 41 on a 8. And that'll be fielding column 1. And that'll get the runner out at second. That puts DiMaggio down at first. So now you got 1 out and Joe down at first for Yogi Berra. And Yogi steps up to the plate. He's batting .250. He's got a homer and 4 RBI. And that's going to be another ground ball down the second. Let's see here, 53. And that's going to be fielding column 2. And again, they'll get the lead off runner. So that'll be another 4-6 force out. And that brings up old Red. See what Red can do here. Red's batting .429. He's got no RBIs and no homers on the year. And that's going to be a 39. The pitcher is a 1 on a 52. We're going to have a rare play result. The runner down at first. We'll have to re-roll some dice here. And a 14 on a 39. 14 on a 39 is 19. That's going to be hit down to first. Fox is a 5 first baseman. A 61. That might be fielding column 3. 5 first base, and that's fielding column 2. So we go to fielding column number 2. On a 19. Safe at first. Runner out at second. First baseman drops pop fly. All with 2 outs. Runner on to third. Batter safe at first. F to second. Red's not an F. So that's going to be a drop. That's going to be an E3. And that's going to get Yogi down to third. So we got first and third now. Can the Yankees take advantage of this error? You don't want to give the Yankees extra outs, folks. This is one hitting machine here. And that brings up Bob SHAWKEY. And this is Bob's first plate appearance of the year. This is his 1916, and we don't need no stinking DH. Bob hit a .183 with no homers and 4 RBIs in 1916. Here's the pitch to him. And against a lefty, that's going to make him 19. And that's going to be a fly ball. Al Simmons makes a nice catch. Robs Bob of a base hit in the Yankee strand, too. We go to the top of the third. We got Waddell due up, then back to the top of the order in Joust and Baker. And this is Rube's 1905 season. He batted a .172, no homers, and 10 RBIs. This is his first plate appearance of the year. And against the righty, that's going to be a 22 and a 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tony at second. He fires over to Lou for out number 1. And we're back to the top of the order and Eddie. And Eddie, his first time up, flew out the right field. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's Bob's second strikeout of the game. 2 up and 2 down. It brings up Mr. Home Run Baker. He walked his first time up. And that's going to be a double in the right field. So a 2-out double again by these A's. They got a runner in scoring position for Jimmy Fox. See if the Yankees can get out of this with nobody scoring. Fox is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time against Bob. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Mick's got it, and that'll end the inning. A strand 1 to the bottom of the third we go. Top of the order due up, though. Lazario, Rizzuto, and Ruth. Tony struck out his first time up. And that's going to be a rare play, a 32 on a 36. And that's going to be ball one. So here's the 1-0 count to Tony. Tony take advantage of this 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be against a lefty. That's going to knock him down to that's going to be a single in the right field. Tony gets aboard here, folks, with a lead-off base hit. So Tony down at first and nobody out. Brings up Phil Rizzuto now. And Phil struck out his first time up. See if he can do something with Tony down at first. Here's the pitch to him. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 9 against a 21. And that's going to be an infield hit. And just like that, the Yankees get the first two batters aboard here, folks. And that brings up the big boppers. And not what you want to see if you're an A's fan. 2-1 and Ruth Mick and them do up. So got runner down in scoring position for Babe Ruth. Babe's hit a double his first time up. Yankees will definitely take that this time. So here's the pitch to Babe. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Ruth out. That's Rube's fourth strikeout of the game. Here comes Mick. He has yet to get a hit this year. He struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Ed is can't see because of Tony, is a 9 on a 42. That'll be fielding column 1. And that's not what the Yankees want to see. That's going to be the old 6-4-3 double play. And Mick still hasn't gotten a hit, folks. We go to the top of the fourth, still no score. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Aaron. Here comes Simmons, Moses, and Miller. Owls popped up the short his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Tony's got that. He fires over to first for the first out of the inning. Here comes Wally. And Wally is 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And field calls for it. Makes the catch. 2 up and 2 down. And up steps Bing Miller now. And Miller is 0 for 1. He flew out the centers for the time up. And that's going to be a fly ball this time out the right field. Mick's got it, and 1, 2, 3 goes the A's. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We got Gehrig, DiMaggio, and Berra do up. Lou singled his first time up. And he did more than that this time. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is gone, folks. Lou Gehrig drives that ball down the right field line for a home run, his second of the year. And just like that, the Yankees are up 1-0. Up steps Joe DiMaggio now. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And they don't want nothing to do with Joe. And all of a sudden, Rube's got himself into a little bit of a mess here in the fourth. Brings up Yogi now with a runner down at first. And Yogi deliver here. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. And that's going to be a catcher is an 8 on a 33. 8 on a 33 will be fielding column number 1. And that'll be a foul out. He makes the catch in foul territory, takes off the mask for out number 1. So it's up to Red to do something here with 1 out and Joe down at first. And here's the pitch to Red. And the Red gets a hold of this, squares this one up, folks, against Rube. And what can he do here? Can he drive this ball in the gap and score Joe from first? And that's going to be a double in the right field. Miller's got a good arm out there. It's only one out. So that'll be a 42 minus 34 plus 17, 25 or lower. And 51 or lower, he's going to score. You got the pitcher due up here. So we're going to send him here. 51 or lower, Joe scored. And he scores on that double. So it is now 2-0 New York. And Red's down at second with one out for Bob SHAWKEY. See if Bob can help his own cause here. Runner down at second. And Bob's 0 for 1. He flew out the left. Al Simmons made a nice catch to take a base hit away from him the last time. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Baker is going to look the runner back. Matter of fact, that's going to be a swing and a miss. SHAWKEY strikes out for out number 2. And that brings up Lazari. Let's see if Tony can get something going here with 2 outs. Yankees already got 2 runs in. He struck out and singled his last time up, Tony did. And that's going to be against the lefty. Going to make him a 14 on a 10, right? Yep. And that's going to be a single. And that's going to get the runner down the third. That's an infield hit. Tony hits that ball slowly down the second. And Red's down at third now for Phil Rizzuto. So we got first and third and 2 outs. And Phil drive in Red from third. He struck out and singled his last time up. And that's not going to get the job done. That's going to be hit back to the mound. He'll throw over to first. But the Yankees score 2 and take a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the 5th. You got Hayes, Bishop, and Waddell due up here. Hayes walked his first time up. Here's the pitch to Frankie. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Lou. He touches the bag for out number 1. And that'll bring up Mr. Bishop. And Bishop is 0 for 1. He flew out the Mick his first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Squares this one up against Bob. And that ball is hit into the gap in right field. Mick gets over there, throws it in, but Bishop has got himself a 1-out double. That brings up Waddell now. Can he help his own cause? Try to cut this lead in half. And RUBE, he grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty. Makes him a 22 on a 9. Yep, 22 on a 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Is he going to look the runner back on a 66? No, he's not. The runner's going to get down the third. So he fires over to first. Now you got a runner 90 feet away. Back to the top of the order now with 2 outs. And here comes Eddie. And Eddie is 0 for 2. He's flown out the right and struck out. And that's going to be a base on balls. Now, what you want to see here for the Yanks. Brings up home run Baker. Tying run down at first. And Baker, the go-ahead run at the plate. Baker is 1 for 1. He doubled and walked. He doubled his last time up. And that's going to be against the 20, an 8 on a 20. And that's going to be a fly ball out the roof. He runs into the gap. Takes a base hit away from Baker. Saves at least 1 run. The Yankees still lead this game 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. We got Ruth, Mano, and Garrick due up. Babe's 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout. Here's the pitch to the mighty Babe. And that's going to be a double in the right field. Babe with his second double of the game. So Babe's down in scoring position. Here comes Mick. Say Mick's off to a slow start here in this Bats pre-1961 season. He is 0 for 10. He struck out and hit into a double play today. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be a ground ball back to the mound. And let's see here. The runner will get down to third, though, as RUBE fires over to first. So now there's one out. Lou Gehrig's up and away. Old Bob's pitching. A's are going to bring the infield in. They're already down 2-0. And Lou is 2 for 2 today. He singled and hit a solo homer his last time up. And that's going to be against a lefty, a 7. And that's going to be a pop-up down the first baseline. And Fox makes the catch. And that'll be 2 outs. That's a big out there by RUBE. So it's up to DiMaggio here to drive in another run with 2 outs. Joe's 0 for 1, reached on a fielder's choice and walk. So he's been on base both times. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Miller in right field. That'll end the inning. The Yankees strand Ruth at third. We go to the top of the 6th. We got Fox, Simmons, and Moses due up here for the A's. Jimmy is 0 for 2, struck out and flew out. And that's going to be another strikeout. Bob gets him for out number 1. Up steps Al Simmons now. And Al is he is 0 for 2. He's popped up the short and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a well hit ball. Al squares this one up, folks, against Bob. And that's going to be a double into the gap. Al Simmons off to a great start this year. That's a 1-out double. That brings up Wally now with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. And Wally is 0 for 2 today. As the tire almost falls. He's flown out the left and he's popped up the short. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Are they going to try to advance on Mick's arm? That'll be fielding column number 1. So let's re-roll some dice here. And that'll be a 31. I don't see that happening. 31. So, yeah. Simmons is going to stay put. They're not going to run on Mick's arm. We're not even going to do the math. Mick's got an arm of a 37, so he's going to -6 from Al's running. So now 2 outs, and Miller steps up to the plate with Simmons still down at second. Miller's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center and the right. And that's going to be against a 20-9. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Bill fires over to Lou, and that'll end the inning. And the A's strand Al down at second. To the bottom of the 6th we go. And we got Berra, Red. Oh, Yogi's not up. You got Red, SHAWKEY, and Lazaria. So we got the bottom part of the order due up. Yogi's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a base hit, I believe, against the lefty. Yep, that'll be a base hit. Leadoff hit in the right field. Nice piece of hitting by Yog. So the leadoff batter's aboard. By Red. Get it right. Yogi's up. I was right. So it's a base hit by Yogi. Now Red's up. Get this straight here. And Red is 1 for 2 with a RBI double. His last time up, he's reached on an error. And Red do it again here, folks. And that's going to be a base on balls. That's only the second walk given up by RUBE. That brings up Bob SHAWKEY. He's going to try to bunt these guys over. Get both of them in scoring position here. Bob is 0 for 2 today. He has flown out and struck out. Here's the pitch to Bob. And a 52-27 on a sacrifice. Third baseman is Baker. That'll be fielding column 1. And they get the lead runner, folks. So the sacrifice doesn't work. That ball's bunted back to the mound. He fires over to third. And that'll be out number 1. And now you got Red down at second, Bob at first for Tony, and 1 out now. And Tony do some damage here. He is, I think he's 2 for 3 today. Yep, he singled twice and struck out. And we dropped the dice back there. And that's going to be a 36. That's going to be a wild pitch. If he's a wild, that's going to be a wild pitch by RUBE. Not what the A's wanted. That takes away the double play. Now you got runners on second and third, and that'll get the bullpen up in a hurry now, folks. They go out and talk to RUBE. Second and third and 1 out. And the 1-0 pitch to Tony. Tony's, like I say, 2 for 3. Can he drive in 2 runs here? Bob's got decent speed for a pitcher out there. And a 9 against a, what would that making? 13. 9 against a 13 is going to be a pop-up. That's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Nope, he's got the Y. He strikes him out. Big strikeout by RUBE. So now there's 2 down. It's up to Phil Rizzuto. Try to knock some insurance runs in here. See if Phil can do it here with 2 outs. He's 1 for 3. He struck out, singled, and grounded out to the mound. And that's going to be a ground ball out in front of the plate. And Hayes is a 8. And sorry, that's going to be a ground ball down to first. Fox takes it himself. And that'll do it. The Yankees strand too. We go to the 7th. They're holding on to a 2-0 lead here, folks. We got Hayes, Bishop, and probably a pitch hitter for RUBE. Frankie is 0 for 1. He's walked and grounded out the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Red up with it. Fires over to Lou for out number 1. And that'll bring up Bishop now. And Max is 0 for 1 for 2. He's doubled his last time up. Flew out the right. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Tony's got it. He fires over to first. And that'll be out number 2. And like I say, that'll be it for RUBE. They need some offense here, folks. RUBE's pitched a good game. They need somebody to come off the bench here and get on base. And let's see. It's going to be Jimmy Dykes is going to come off the bench and try to get on base here with 2 outs in the 7th inning. And Jimmy, he's 0 for 4 in the year. Here's the pitch to Jimmy. And that's going to be a base on balls. Dykes gets aboard here. That'll bring. So now with a runner down at first, a tying run at the plate for Jost. And Eddie is, I think he's 0 for 3. He's 0 for 2. He walked his last time up, struck out, and flew out the mix. And that's going to be a pop up down the short. And that'll end the inning out in short left field. We're probably going to do the double switch. Jimmy's going to stay in the game. Moose is going to come in here to bat. He'll bat in the number 1 spot. As Jimmy, like I say, Dykes will stay in the game and play short. So, and like I say, we got Earnshaw is going to come in to pitch. See what old George the Moose can do here. Like I say, he's going to bat in the 1 spot. Jimmy will stay in the game, and he'll play short. And he's going to face the heart of this lineup. Earnshaw has pitched in one other game. He's pitched a 1 inning of shutout, struck out 1. He's going to have Ruth, Mano, and Lou to deal with. Babe's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a strikeout. Here's the pitch to Ruth. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Baker. No, that might not be a ground ball down to Baker. That's going to be a base on balls. Oh, Moose has got the W. So he walks Babe. Which in a way I can't blame him because Mick sure ain't hitting. Mick is 0 for 11. See if Mick can make him pay for walking Babe here and get off this snot. He's 0 for 3 today. Like I say, 0 for 11 on the season. He struck out and grounded out twice. Here's the pitch to Mick, and that's going to be hit back to the mound. So Mick can't buy a hit here, folks. And 35 with a 1 pitcher. That's going to be fielding column 3. And that's going to get Babe down to second. So a productive out, but not what you want from Mick. So that puts Babe in scoring position for Lou Gehrig. Yankees trying to get some insurance runs here, folks. And Lou's having a good game here. He is 2 for 3. He's got a homer in this game. And he singled. He popped up to the first baseman the last time up. And that's going to be hit down the second. And on a 42 with a 8. 42 and an 8. Line drive down the second. And they're going to double up Babe at second, folks. A line drive double play. PR runner. Oh, wait a second. Let's see if Ruth is a PR runner. And he is. He's going to be doubled off second down there. And that'll end the inning. And the Yankees don't strand anybody. We go to the top of the 8th. It's still 2-0 New York. We'll have Baker, Fox, and Simmons due up here against Bob. Bob is due up 4th in the 8th inning. They're going to try to get him through this 8th. Baker's 1 for 2. He's doubled and walked and flew out the left his last time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Lou. That'll be out number 1. And that brings up Jimmy Fox now. And the game's slowing down, unfortunately. Don't understand it. It's not raining or anything right now. Jimmy is 0 for 3. Struck out twice and flown out to right. And that's going to be a base on balls. That'll get the tying run to the plate. And Al Simmons, not who you want to see up here if you're a Yankee fan. He's been hitting the ball well in this series. So the tying run at the plate, and Al is, I think he's 1 for 3 with a double. He's popped up and grounded out. And that's going to be against a righty at 22 on a 8. 22 on an 8 is going to be a pop-up down the short. Phil out in shallow left field makes the catch. That'll be out number 2. So they get around Al. That brings up Wally now. Can they get out of this with nobody scoring and try to add some runs in the bottom of the 8th to make it a little easier? And Wally is 0 for 3. He's flown out twice and popped up to short. And against the 20, it's going to be another pop-up out in shallow left field. And Phil makes another catch, and that'll end the inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We got DiMaggio, Bear, and Red due up here in the bottom of the 8th. They get some runs against the Moose here and increase that 2-0 lead. Joe's 0 for 2. He's walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and flew out to right. Excuse me. And that's going to be a base on balls. DiMaggio with a lead-off walk. And here comes Yogi with a runner down at first, trying to get some insurance runs. Yogi's 1 for 3. He singled his last time, reached on a fielder's choice, and popped up to the catcher. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And on a 14, that's going to be fielding column run. And they're going to get the lead runner. So that'll put Yogi down at first now with 1 out for Red. See if Red can come through here. Yeah, exactly. Yep. And Yogi is 1 for 2. He's doubled and had an RBI. He's been on base all 3 times. He's reached on an error and walked his other 2 times up. And that's going to be hit down the short, I believe. And Jimmy is a 9 with a 31. That should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be a nice play by Jimmy. He comes up with it, makes a dive and stop, fires over to first to get the out. Yogi will be in scoring position. That's going to be it for Bob. Pitch hit for him. Try to get another run in here. And I think we're going to bring up Moose to face Moose. Moose Scouring, the Moose going up against Moose Earnshaw. See if the Bill can come through here against George. It's the Moose and Moose show, folks. Runner in scoring position. And this is Bill Scouring's 1956 season. See if he can come through here with a 2-out RBI. That would be cool, wouldn't it, to put them on the same team? Yeah, I like that. So, Scouring's first plate appearance, and he is 0 for second plate appearance. He is 0 for 1 on the season. In 1956, he batted .308. He had 23 homers and 90 RBIs. Can he get one here today, folks? And that's going to be hit down popped up down the short in the foul territory. And Jimmy makes the play. And that'll end the inning as the Yankees strand Yogi down at second. That's a foul out to the shortstop. So we go to the top of the 9th. Who's the Yankees going to bring out here? And Joe Page is going to come out here and try to get the second save of the year. So out comes Page. He got a save in game number 1. Yeah, Yeah, Rocky was the squirrel. That's correct. Yep. So, see here. Where's Joe at? And Joe's going to be facing Miller, Hayes, and Bishop. Bottom part of the order due up here for the A's. And Miller's 0 for 3. He's flown out twice and grounded out the short. And that's going to be a pop up near the mound. And Phil calls for it, makes the catch for out number one. One up and one down. And Joe in the year has pitched 2 innings, hasn't given up anything. He has a walk and a strikeout on the year. That brings up Hayes now. He's 0 for 2. He walked, grounded out the first and third. And that's going to be a single in the right field. So that's a single. That gets the tying run to the plate. And Max Bishop's up now. Max can keep this merry-go-round going for the A's. Then we'll have a pitch hitter if they don't hit into a double play for the Moose. And Max is 1 for 3. He's got a double, flew out the right and grounded out the second. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Can the Yankees turn 2 here? And 26. They'll runner. Let's see. Yep, they'll get the lead runner, and that's all they'll get, folks. So Max is down at first now with 2 outs. That's right. We don't have the pitcher due up. I forgot. So Jimmy comes up. Dykes comes up. Due to the double switch, he's 0 for 0 today. He walked one of his pitch hits. And that's going to end the game, folks. That ball's hit down to Tony at second. He's going to toss it over to Lou, and the Yankees win this game 2-0. Let's take a look here at the box score. And the Yankees are now 3-0, and the A's dropped to 0-3 on the season. And the A's, no runs on 4 hits and an error. The Yankees, 2 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. A's were 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Ain't really much to talk about. Baker, Simmons, and Bishop had doubles out of the 4 hits. 3 of the hits were doubles. A's left 9 men on base. You had Tony and Lou going 2 for 4. Lou with that homer. Yankees were 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position, left 10 men on base. They had their opportunities to bust this game open. Waddell, he goes 6 innings, picks up his first loss, 9 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, struck out 6, and gave up the home run to Lou. And Earnshaw comes in, pitches 2 innings, walked 2. Bob picks up his first win, goes 8 innings, 3 hit, no runs, walked 5, struck out 3. Page comes in, gets his second save of the year. 1 inning, gave up a hit. Nice job. All righty, I want to thank Aaron Reed for stopping in today. And Ken Castro just came in. Yeah, you just missed a damn good game. Nice pitching duel, Ken. I'll show you the box score here since you just got in. Lou Gehrig with a home run. Oh, Bob pitched a hell of a game. A's couldn't do much. Only 4 hits. 3 of the 4 hits were doubles. Baker, Simmons, and Bishop. 0 for 5 and left 9 men on base. Yankees had their opportunities to blow this game open. Pony had a good game going 2 for 4. And then, like I say, Lou was 2 for 4 with a homer. And the Yankees were only 1 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Oh, cool. Yep. RUBE struck out 6 Yankees, only gave up 2 runs on 9 hits. They just couldn't score. Yeah, it was another great game. I've had all great games. I thought that one Yankee A's game was going to be a blowout, and the A's came back and made it a game. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to get off here. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. I'll probably be back on here. Let's take a look here. I think the next game I'll have on the channel will probably be the Braves. See who the Braves are playing in 78. Darn, taking forever for this to load up, ain't it? And they'll be taking on the Cubbies. So the Cubs come to Atlanta. It'll probably be the next game you'll see. Alrighty, like I said, I want to thank Ken Castro for showing up and Aaron Reed. Oh, I bet, buddy. Yeah, I did stuff this morning, went to the bank, took care of the mortgage and depositing money and all. Came in and played this. All right, guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out of Yankee Stadium, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great afternoon and take care.